Welcome. Welcome to my SMP. I'll be Abyss. It's your lad. It's your fucking lad, Abyss Wolf. Now let's get right into it. I'm only here to rebuild my trade town. Oh, and before I continue any further, yes, welcome to the SMP, my SMP. You'll see a lot of variety of characters here if you're watching currently now. The villagers are waking up from their night slumber. Don't mind the traffic noise outside. That happens sometimes during the day and in the early morning, depending where you are in the world. This is the first of my SMP. So I would like to thank anyone who is going to potentially watch this. Thank you. There will also probably be videos made on the SMP, but this is just the first live stream. You'll see a variety of characters here. Not just yours truly. But we'll get to that later. All you need to know is that what you will see is a variety of things. And I would like to make that very clear. The SMP is consistent of, well, anyone who's willing to follow the rules. Yes, there are ground rules. And allies. If you want to join the SMP yourself, you have to considerably be neutral standing with me, or at least a friend level to some degree. Whether that is on a whole different level of being a friend, or much higher than that, to join the SMP. If you decide not to join the SMP or want to quit any time, you're very much welcome to quit it. This means your character in the role in the SMP has stopped. And any characters relating to you have also ceased. It's ironic, but it'll have to be the only way for now. I currently live very far away. Well, not too far. This is my trade town, after all. And it's not too far away from spawn, but I risk living nearest to spawn is within proximity. Although, you may see some odd things here, but we're not in very normal assumption of what you would call an SMP by your standards. No, good viewer. We play by our own standards. And I will be happy to announce that late into the night, I might be doing more streaming. More streaming, of course. Although, the others might not like it. Yes. In this SMP, you can have more than one type of character.
Respawn point set. You can only sleep at night.
Yes, I almost forgot about this. Night falls, night come, they take us, they leave us. Do I have a chest in here? Nope, just a stone to grind. There we go. Pish posh. I run a local business, actually. This is my local business. Trade Town is my local business. Unfortunately, I've taken a few liberties in my own hand. As you can perfectly tell, I have many things. And no, I didn't spawn in any cheats. Well, at least if you knew the rules, that is. The rules are only for members. The rules will not be visible in this stream. I am telling you that now. But there are ground rules. These ground rules help set boundaries so no one goes over them. Although, wandering villagers. I wonder what you possess. Ah, you must be the... you have a green robe disguised under your red one. This is what they look like in this biome, but... forget that. What, sheep? I'm not giving you any wheat. Well, not yet. At least you're not in... At least you're not... At least this isn't the... At least it's the vanilla Minecraft, and not implemented structures. I would despise that. What you're hearing me now is my deafening tone. I actually don't have this tone quite often when I'm serious, but... Can I peel the bark? That's odd.
Respawn point set. You can only sleep at night. Respawn point set. Respawn point set. You can only sleep at night. You can only sleep at night.
1 moment, please. Ah, that's much better. Where was I then? Ah, yes. The rules of the SMP are just follow. Your character is tied to 3 canon lives. Yes. These lives are canon, so each death you have is canon to the story in this SMP. Although, I won't explain the rules in this one. Just as I expected. The unwanted cavalry has arrived. I won't say any marginal or unwanted negativity towards the unwanted company, but I will at least say this. Hello, Kaliko. I acknowledge your presence. I know you'll probably see this and be like, oh yes, I'm the bad guy all of a sudden. I haven't done anything. Right now I'm actually kind of dead tired. It's like 4 in the morning. I've been up all night, so I'm just gonna say this, Kaliko. Tangle knows what he did. Hate me, don't hate me, I don't care. And as they all walk away, with their tails between their legs. I'll remember this, Kaliko. I'll remember this. You know, I will never forget. Anyways, that's enough on that. Where was I? Ah, yes, this SMP is going to be very entertaining. And yes, we are doing a very blunt margin with it, but I can't wait to see what comes out of it. Now let's take a little look-see at what was said. Ah. And like a magic, it disappears from stream chat. How ironic, is it not? Although I don't want to be present when phantoms are out. Ah, perfect. This can be this type of chest, I guess, for the time being. There, perfect. That's just perfect. Now I have my randomized chest where Dilly puts my random knickknacks in. I wonder if they fixed spears yet. Oh, it's actually in my hand now. And not in my mouth. Well, now it's time to deal with some more unwanted things. Sorry, Mr. Kaliko, but you've already made your decision on on your decisions. And unfortunately for you, you've been permanently blocked from my channel. If you're still watching, you probably can watch, but you can't say a damn word in it. But now that's none of my concern now, is it? On with the SMP! Now, where was I? Ah, yes. In this SMP, we're going to be doing things a lot differently. I have been studying these SMPs with a core passion. And been watching them here and there. Quite interesting. Especially when you can make sense of the whole thing. The only thing I will say, though, is that our SMP isn't normal. I have taken into consideration of Null helping with giving us powered up raids, I guess you could say. So now, as an added challenge, we're going to have harder raids. But these raids are going to be more intense and last longer. As a little bit of a challenge to keep the flavor going. And my, will the flavor go as it soars for the sky with a little bit of spice. Like the perfect soup. Although, yes, actually, let me change the beat now. Because I don't want to keep a boring flavor going. Oh. Ah. Hello, zombie. Oh. Did that zombie go zoom? I think Noel may have actually implemented some. Might be still in proximity to it. But, moving forward now. Ironically enough, we will be, how do I put this, having a challenge of harder mobs, on top of my own minor bonus challenges. Or, as I like to say, abyss events. Those are gonna be fun to go over anyways. One of them is, gonna be a little bit more of a challenge than fun. And all of this is on, well, the hardest difficulty. Don't believe me? Let me just show you then. Over here, we are on hard. Yep. Absolute hard difficulty. No going back on that. Collecting some crops. Oh, though. The others aren't here right now. And the SMP has only started. This is going to be fun. Almost forgot to do that. There's the shovel. Just as I expected it to be. Marvelous. But yes, for those who are new, for those who don't know, the mobs have been buffed up. And not only have they been buffed up, they've been buffed up with the command block. Implying that despite what, well, most people might think, no, we're not going and grabbing overpowered Shiza. that would be inconsiderate to the ground rules I set. There are different admins other than myself, which is basically the head admin. And the only people who get admin, well, I guess that just depends on my trust level with the person. Ah, Mr. Skeleton. Meet again. Yes. Unfortunately, that does depend on my trust level. Although, quite intrinsic is it not, to say for the least. Although, as much as I hate to say this, for all of you out there, and you still see if you see Mr. Kaliko in the stream, I just want you to know this. Me and Kaliko are not, well, on good terms, say the least. What he says is up to himself. But ironically, Kaliko and Tanglefell following in Dylan's footsteps. How ironic. I am done. I've said my piece to them. And Kaliko leaves. My plan worked. I got him to leave. Now, where was I? Yes, the SMP. The SMP is going to be very ecstatic, but unfortunately only exists on Bedrock Minecraft, so yes, Bedrock Edition only, cross-platforming, etc. The works. We'll be having two variants of this SMP, a realm version and a world version. What luck. But despite that, we will be working more closely with other things. You will notice that I will not be streaming the SMP as much, but if in due time, I will. What a beautiful day to be destroying the crops. Yes, indeed. Yes, where was I? 3 cannon lives. If you die 3 times... Ah, Shiza. Ah, Shiza. Hate when that happens. Oh, don't mind me, stream. Just a little bit of a technical issue. Just happens every now and again. There we go. There we go. Now, where was I? Yes, in the SMP. We are here. Yes, unfortunately, we're not a traditional SMP. We're doing things a little bit more different. I want to go bigger, better, faster, stronger, and a little bit more unusual. So, these events are to break the norm and put people under intense situations to see how they'll react. I have to abide by these rules too, unfortunately. Just like I blocked other people, I blocked many people. Ah. By the way, if you're wondering out there, Glaco and Tango Cloud. Anyways. Where was I? Yes, to the important parts. No dilly-dallying with pettiness. Anyways. Where was I? Ah, yes. In this SMP, we actually can't lose our inventories. Yes. That is actually a thing I decided to implement. Your inventory is safe during, well, certain events. Ah, yes, it is. So we have different events that can happen in the SMP. Very many different. And another reason I'm actually streaming this currently is because I wanted to get this to you all very fast, very quickly, and very live. Yes, well, this town, my trade town, is in development. I'll tell you all the groundwork that is being set down. Ah yes, 3 cannon lives. Oh, what are you, villagers? Do you like the seeds? I guess, take my seeds. I don't care. But you can't have my meat. Or the chicken. Trade Town was never supposed to be in a village, but given the circumstances of the landscape, and I kinda like this biome since it never rains here. Although dark oak would have been preferred, acacia is fine. There's a nice mountain formation right across the way. And most of this village is up mountain anyways. Ah yes, where was I? Ah yes, I'm almost forgetting the most important parts. Yes. With this new SMP, I'm holding up an oath. Well, kind of an oath. To change over a new leaf of my past mistakes. Although, give me a second. I want to prove something to all of you. And this may take a while. And I know what you're saying, but can't you just do... Yes, I could. But I'm not going to. That's not the traditional way. In vanilla, you have to break a few eggs. Make a few omelets. Ah! There we go. As you can see, everything in my inventory is still there. And I spawned in that house. Great.
Respawn point set. You can only sleep at night.
Need a temporary, place of operations, I guess you could say. Well, I'm still working on everything else, yes. Too unfortunate those who do avail, well, welcome to the SMP. And, let me make a further note. Keep inventory is only one of the minor things we do, other than giving people cooked mutton for a very low price. Well, not a very low price, but a very, well, cheap price, I guess you could say. Moderately cheap, for this stuff. Although, it's for both. Lanterns and cooked mutton. Sometimes we give it out for free, sometimes we don't. To newcomers, they get it for free. If they want it, well, that's a more, or if anyone feels like charging money, we can. And we could. But, so far, I haven't felt like it. It really depends on the person you talk to. Maybe they'll want to give you it for free, maybe they won't. That's up to the person you ask. But everyone on the server who starts out gets this, a stack of these, and a stack of lanterns for free. That is one of the things we did to make it a little tiny bit easier. Other than that, we can't do that. Admins can only do other things. We have full access to one other item in the game, which I will not go over. If you want to know what that item is, just know it's kind of very important. We can also sell the item too, but at a very high price. Prices vary depending on the item, and some prices are not set in stone in the rules, so that depends on the buyer and the person selling it. The person wants something, if the seller wants something very interesting, and the buyer is willing to accept the deal, there has to be a deal struck. Deals must be made in order for a purchase of a more valued item. Or, if you want to go even harder, come to Trade Town and gamble with the host himself. Or gamble with any admin, if you choose to. Remember, I will keep it 50-50 with you. I will keep it real. I'll keep it 100%. As for some other allies I've had in the past, let's not go into them. They're not worth the effort and energy. Trying to avoid their topic is going to be a bit hard for me. So, yes, but I have friends and enemies everywhere, so it doesn't matter. But here, I'm surrounded by people who are in that neutral zone, or 100% not. I will also say this. Well, what else was I going to say? Ah, yes, that's right. On top of this, there will be a few challenges. One of the challenges is the all-nighter. It's where for an entire week straight, the entire SMP goes under a major lockdown where it will be night for an entire week in Minecraft on this world. Ah, yes. Then there's the other challenges that I have to go over. Another challenge I must go over indefinitely is called Phoenix. Power of the Phoenix. Power of the Phoenix is just going to basically be when I turn Fire Spread on for an entire week. Yes, indeed, Fire Spread for an entire week. These events go on for an entire week. It's the way of the Abyss, giving everyone a run for their money. To an extent. Oh, that reminds me. We have another event as well. Ah, yes. One of the other events is called No Safe Inventory. Yes, as per claim, Keep Inventory will be shut off and every player on the server will lose their inventory upon death. Your Keep Inventory goes out the window. These events are going to be rare, though, and they're going to be random. Completely, utterly random. No inventory will last about a week. So, about a work week. Let's be simple with you. The event in question ends Saturday. Saturday and Sunday, everything goes back to normal, and the next event is debated on Sunday for Monday's event. As of right now, there is no events. As of right now, yet. The Abyss is being quiet. Yes, Abyss events is what they're called, if you're all gonna wonder. But, also, that reminds me, you can't forget one other thing. Not only are the Abyss events going to be taking place, but one thing is for certain, the mobs are now 10 times stronger. Which were going to be an event, but yes, there is one more other event that can occur. Other than the occasional pillagers, all pillager mobs, and all mobs that are related to, raids on villages have been buffed up. Yes. And there's a new event called the Infestation. This Abyss event is where, you guessed it, and you hold for it. A non-stop, every day, all 5 days a week raid, where an entire week will go by where pillagers and raids are non-stop happening on people's bases, and only on people's bases. Brought to you by one of our famous admins. And he will be the only one allowed to do this. If he requires help from another admin, that is fine, but after that, they have to respect the rules. Immediately going back to respect the rules. Yes, the rules part, yes, rules. Yes, I know. I'm a bit of a downer with the rules. My bad for wanting to keep everything, well, in a tight ground rule policy. I can't do anything. I can do some things, but who knows what I have planned up my sleeves. Ah, Mr. Creeper, it is good to see you again. And now, you must perish. You must perish. You must perish. It was only a small bit of dark, but the light levels were too low and a mob got by. Yes, but that is not the end of it, though. There's more to be told here, ladies and gentlemen. may I present my final offer? Ah, yes. An all-day challenge. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, that sounds easy. Oh, yes it is, but an all-day challenge brings many other challenges. So, with an all-day challenge, we're bringing a raid event with an all-day challenge. So when a raid event is going to start, we're going to mix it together with another thing. So, an all-nighter mixed with the Phoenix Night. The Phoenix Night is basically going to be a non-stop thing, along with a few other things I had in mind. In other words, don't expect mercy on this server. Unless someone wants to show you mercy. Ah, yes. That brings me to my other conclusion. Governments, kingdoms can be started on this server. Lands, anything. There are ground rules against griefing, but, like I've said before, griefing is not really allowed. Or is it? You know, it's kind of funny. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It is not allowed as far as we know, but that is destined to always change. But since we have a bit of a justice system, if you mess with the status quo of how things are supposed to work, like Trade Town, then, well, I can't promise you're going to do well in court now, can I? Yes, we have a judge, jury, and executioner. Risk of losing your inventory during an execution event, where someone could be executed, is possible. So it's always best to be careful, especially during those events. Things like these could be very nasty. Although, they rarely do happen. I'm mostly implying that if an execution event is to happen, it's going to be very low quality and chance of happening. But it could happen. The odds of it, though, are a lot lower than me finding a rare pink sheep. Although it could be wrong on that one. I'm not 100% sure, to be bluntly honest with you. But that's from my perspective. Your perspective is completely different than mine, though. As to each their own. But you have to keep in mind the simple factor of two different factions. Or factions, I guess you could say. I'm no faction. I'm a humble tradesman. I survive, I sell my wares, and I live peacefully. I will abide by these justice systems as long as I do. As for the other characters, my other compadres, Lord Relic is a debatable one. He is indeed. Or there's my other. There are many others, as you know. Each individual person plays, like setting the stage. I'm pretty sure Alistair said it best himself. This world is a stage, and the stage is a world of entertainment. I probably got that very reversed, and I'll probably be shouted at it by every Hazard Hotel fan, but, ugh. I digress. But, now, back to the point. Where was I? Oh, yes, that's right. Now for my grand little piece of resistance. On top of everything else that's going on, Spawn region is not home to me. I did help a little bit in the Spawn region. I will say that much. As for my play in the Spawn region, don't expect me to go there very often. Business cities, towns, kingdoms, far-off lands, they're all a bit mishmashed to me. Like, even now where I'm building a nice little stairway, even this could pose a threat. How, you might add? It's only the small part of something a lot bigger. Yes. Like I said, in this world, everyone makes their own land, their own rules. You own independence as your own. Will you be a humble worker, willing to survive in the world? Or will you join a humble businessman and his goal to trade with everyone? To make a thriving profit for him, his colleagues, and everyone else in the market. That is what I'm proposing to you. Although, maybe I'm not trustworthy. Or maybe I am. Who's to tell, who's to say, who's to pray? Now, let's get back to the other point. Yes, events. Events are going to be a mashup of things. I look forward to it, honestly. It's going to be very entertaining for me. As for you, that's a different story. Sorry about this. Sorry, I got a little bit sidetracked with some other stuff. Sorry about that. I don't want to make this ramble too long. And we're already 51 minutes into my rambling, so I'll cut this quick. I, and everyone else here, everyone else on who will be on this SMP, is swore to uphold the ground rules that I have set forward. And no one is going to break them. And now, if you'll excuse me, pardon me adieu, I will conclude you with this. Enjoy the episodes of the Abyss SMP. As for live streams, that's a whole different story. And I'll hope to see you in that chapter next time on the Abyss SMP. Now, if you excuse me, I have a lot of work to do for Trade Town. Toodaloo. Doo-doo-doo. To the basement.